Hello friends, welcome back to RMK Resolutions. In this lecture we are going to discuss about the animal interactions. In the previous lecture we have discussed the animal interaction with their types, and in the previous video we have discussed the interactions of, that is, the predation and commensalisms. In this lecture, we are going to discuss about the animal interaction which are very important for all the species or for all the ecosystems, and these particular interactions on your screen you can see animal interaction, that is the so animal interaction, it is an important topic for the FYBS zoology from animal ecology. This particular animal ecology, this is the subject of SYBSc zoology, Savitribai Phule, Pune University, Pune. So we will focus on our main topic, that is parasitism. Parasitism, actually this topic is important for the human perspectives also, because parasite try to understand the concept of the parasite. Parasite means those organisms which directly depend on the another species for the survival purposes, that simply known as parasite. So parasite, it is of two type. First one is the ectoparasites, means those organisms which are live on the body surface of another animal, that is known as the ectoparasite. And endoparasite means those organisms which are live inside the body of particular animal or particular host. That parasite is known as endoparasite. So on your screen you can see this particular mosquito, which is the example of ectoparasite, and which is annoying for the human being, or we can say that it is very disturbing the life of the humans as well as some other animals, because these particular mosquito, they live on the body surface of human being and some other mammals, and they suck the blood of mammals or human beings. So that is the nutrition, they suck the blood for the nutritional purposes. So mosquito is the ectoparasite, and when they suck the blood, during that time they transmit the different pathogens. Very well known example is the malaria. So that's why this particular animal interaction, it is an important topic for our discussion. So we discussed in a previous lecture that entity means that particular organism. So one entity that benefit from other entities, and it is harm but not necessarily killed. Such kind of interactions are known as parasitism. So in the parasitism, one species it is harm and other species it is benefit, they got the benefit. But remember that harm species means those species which receives the harm, not necessary that that particular species get killed. Such kind of interactions are known as parasitism. So in case of the parasitism, the entities that harm is the host, and one get benefited is the parasite. So in case of the human and mosquito interactions, that mosquito is the parasite and this particular human, it is the host. Remember which one is the host and which one is the parasite. So when the host is killed, this type of behavior is referred as parasitodism. In case of the relationship, most of the time host is not killed, but when host is killed, that phenomenon is known as parasitodism. So these parasites, that is mosquito or some other, they live on the surface of the host. They are known as the ectoparasites. So examples of the ectoparasite is the fleas, then leeches, while the endoparasite, as I told you, they live inside the body of the host. So you can see on your screen, this is the example of fleas which are live on the body surface of human being also and some other mammals also. So they cause the harm for mammals or human beings. You can see these are some examples of the leeches, or we can say the fleas, which are live on the surface of the different cattles, and they cause the harm for the cattle. They transmit the different diseases to the cattles. Again, these are some examples of the ectoparasites, fleas which are live on the surface of the mammals or cattles. So as I told you, the ectoparasites, they can be subdivided into intracellular parasites, that is the live inside the cell, or intercellular parasites, that is the live in a spaces between the cells. So that we can say the two types. See, the animals which you can see on your screen, this particular animal, it is a worm-like animal, and they can live inside the body of the host. Sometime we can see the examples of the tapeworm, which are live inside the body of the host. So as I told you, two general types of the parasites are there. Endoparasites, that is, they live inside the body, and ectoparasites, they live outside the body. So on your screen, on the left hand side of your screen, that is A, it is the ectoparasites that is live on outside the body, and on the right hand side of your screen, these are some worms which are live inside the body of the host. So endoparasites which are live inside the body, there are trematodes and cystodes. These are the two categories of the endoparasites which are live inside the body of the host. Again, these are some examples. So such parasitism, it is not necessary that all time it is harmful. Sometimes it is the mutualism also, that ants which provide the safety for the transportation of the food, and aphids, they provide the foods to the ant. So these are the interactions which is act like a mutual interactions. So both the species are involved in such kind of interactions, they get benefit. So mutualism means both species get benefited. So now up till here we have discussed about the parasitism. Now further we are going to discuss the another interaction, mutualism. So up till now we have discussed the predation, the commensalism, parasitism, and the next interaction is the mutualism. So mutualism, where both species both two different species they come together for such kind of interactions, and both species get benefited. That kind of interaction is known as mutualisms. So on your screen you can see the very good examples of ant and aphids. These are both are the insects, and both when they come together they got the benefit. Ants, they provide safety for the transportation purposes, and aphids, they provide a food material for the ants. So as I told you, in the mutualism, both species they are involved in the interactions are benefited. Both species they got the benefited. So mutualism is denoted by plus plus. Such kind of interactions are known as mutual interactions. In the parasitism, what happened? In the parasitism, one get plus and another get minus. So this is the parasitism. In commensalism, there is one plus and the another species is neutral. And in case of the mutualism, both species are get benefited. Such kind of interactions are known as mutualism. So as I told you, mutualism, it is the symbiotic relationship between two or more species where both parties are benefited, and it can be written as plus plus. So you can see here, this is a very beautiful picture which explains the mutualism or mutual interactions. Then commensalism we have already discussed in the previous video. So commensalism, again, this is the symbiotic relationship where one party or one species is benefit while the other parties they are not affected, and that can be written as like this. Commensalism is written as in this fashion. So symbiosis, we can say that is the two species they come together, and symbiosis is the following types: mutualism, commensalism, and parasitism. So symbiosis, we can say these are the animal interactions. That word is derived from that sim means same and bio means living. So it is the any relationship where two or more species they live close together. So we can say these are the three types of the symbiosis: mutualism, commensalism, and parasitism. And then predation, here now this is the different types of interaction where one species is benefited and other is harm. So predation, this is the relationship between the predator and prey species. So this particular predation is we also discussed in a previous video. So please do watch that video again for the complete understanding of animal interactions. So the predator, they survives by killing the and eating the prey. So predators, they are always in a higher trophic level than their prey. We can take many examples: lion and deer, or tiger and deer, or snake and frog. These are the some examples of predation. So we have discussed about the animal interactions. So this particular interaction that takes place in the three pattern: facultative, we can say these are the some examples of the mutualism. So facultative mutualism, The species survive on their own under the favorable conditions. That interactions are known as facultative mutualism. Then obligate mutualism, where one species is dependent for the survival of on the another species, that is known as the obligate mutualism. Then diffusive mutualism, that one entities or one species that live with the multiple partners, that is known as the diffusive mutualisms. So mutualism they are having a, for these are the some types of the mutualisms for the three purposes: for the defensive mutualism, for the tropic mutualism, and for dispersive mutualisms. Okay, so next type of interaction is the amensalism. This is the different types of interactions. So in case of the amensalism, when one population find itself in danger, then other population is not majorly affected. That interaction is known as amensalism. Try to understand, this is the different kind of interactions. Amensalism, again we'll try to understand the concept of the amensalism. When one population finds itself in a danger, the other population is not majorly affected. We look at the example, so it is better to clear the concept. So tall and wide plants hinder the growth of comparatively smaller plant. We can see here in the diagram there are three plants we can see on your screen. This one is the larger planter and these are the two small plants. So because of these larger trees, the growth of these smaller trees not completely takes place. So such kind of interactions are known as the amensalisms. So such kind of interactions are known as the amensalisms. Now you can see the another picture of the amensalism. So this amensalism, this concept is found in the plants only. Larger plants, they affect the growth of the smaller plants. So again, some another examples of the amensalism. This particular algal blooms that can lead to the death of many species of fish and other animals. However, the algae does not affect from the death of the individual species. So such kind of interaction we can see eutrophication. This is a very emerging concept in the ecology. So in the eutrophication, what happens? Algal growth takes place when some wastewater is discharged into the lake. Then algal blooms, nitrogen and phosphorus are content get increase over there. So algal growth takes place on the surface of the lake, and when algal blooms are increases, then sunlight is not reach to the particular species, or nutrition that particular lake is also less with the less nutrients, and that's why death of the some fish takes place. But that algae does not affect the death of the fish. So such kind of interaction we can say is known as the amensalism. So again, this is a very good examples of the amensalism which is found on your screen. See, algal blooms can leads to the death of the many species of the fish and some other animals also which are present in that water reservoir. However, algae does not benefit from the death of the individual species, right? That is known as amencellism. So we have seen the two examples of the amencellism. First one is the larger and smaller tree, and second one is the algal bloom and fish. So again, these are some examples of the amencellisms. We have seen the examples of the algal bloom. Then this black walnut trees. We have already seen in the previous pictures that larger tree, which is the black walnut trees, they secrete the chemical from its roots, which prevent the growth of neighboring trees. And another examples of the amencellism, this particular larger elephants, they stepping on the ants, leaving a brush does not benefit the elephants, but they harm the ant and some bushes, small plants they are affecting. Such kind of interaction is the amencellism. And again, these are some another examples of the amencellism. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video. We have learned about the animal interactions. So please watch the previous video and this video for the understanding of the animal interactions. And if you are first time watching, then please subscribe RNK Resolutions and hit the bell button for the more updates. Thank you. Bye bye.